Welcome to Knuckle Up, your front row seat to the raw and relentless world of combat sports. Ever since Artur Beterbiev handed Dmitry Bivol his first career loss in their light heavyweight title eliminator on October 12th, the boxing community has been crying foul, claiming that Bivol was robbed. What if I told you that the immediate post-fight reactions were blown out of proportion and that Beterbiev actually did enough to win? The fight between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol has stirred quite a controversy, with many fans and commentators screaming robbery after Beterbiev was declared winner on October 12th in Saudi Arabia. Now, this isn't the first time that a close fight has been labeled a robbery. It's become quite a trend in boxing, where people cry foul whenever things don't go the way they hoped or predicted. In reality, Bivol vs. Beterbiev was a close and competitive bout between two of the best fighters in the light heavyweight division. So let's break it down and see if the claim robbery holds any weight. Early in the fight, Bivol used his speed and technical skill to control the distance as he landed sharp jabs and combinations. He moved well, keeping Beterbiev from getting inside and landing his nuclear strikes. Yet the Russian-Canadian managed to penetrate Bivol's defense a number of times. The first 3 rounds were very close, but Bivol seemed to edge them out by outboxing his opponent. As the fight progressed, Beterbiev started to get into his rhythm and close the gap. He began landing harder punches to the body and head that wore Bivol down to a great extent, so much so that Bivol's intensity and output decreased as Beterbiev ripped shots to the body. Rounds 4 to 6 were far more competitive, with Beterbiev getting better and winning more rounds. In the middle rounds, Bivol showed signs of fatigue. He tried to stay active, but Beterbiev's pressure and body shots were taking their toll. Round 7 saw Bivol get caught with a few big shots that hurt, and Beterbiev's ability to stay on the attack was paying off, as Bivol looked to survive rather than dominate. Championship rounds are where fights are often won or lost, and this is where Beterbiev was the better fighter and by a solid margin, as Bivol seemed to lose steam. Beterbiev kept pushing forward, stalking his foe with heavy hands and constant pressure that made it clear who was controlling the pace. Bivol had his moments as well, but they were mere sparks in front of Beterbiev's fireworks. Beterbiev finished the stronger fighter, and that surely helped his cause on the scoreboards. So, was it a robbery? No, it wasn't. While Bivol had strong moments, especially in the early rounds, Beterbiev's pressure, power, and ability to land effective shots down the stretch secured him the victory. The fight was close, with swing rounds that could have gone either way, but calling it a robbery would be an exaggeration. The fight was a high-level chess match between two elite fighters. It wasn't supposed to be one-sided, and it wasn't. Beterbiev edged it by being the more effective fighter in the later rounds. The cries of robbery seem more like disappointment from fans who wanted a different outcome, but the reality is the right man won. It's just that spin doctors like Eddie Hearn have been in the business long enough to know how to run narratives, and Beterbiev's team needs to work on that part of their game too. For instance, when the fight ended, Bivol's team was overjoyed, while Beterbiev appeared disheartened, likely because for the first time in his professional career, the fight had gone to the judges' scorecards. His team, much like the fans, probably believed that if it went to the cards, Beterbiev wouldn't win. In between championship rounds, Beterbiev's corner even told him that he needed a knockout to secure the victory, insinuating that their man had already lost on the scoreboards. It was a bad message to deliver on the broadcast. On the other hand, Team Bivol and Eddie Hearn began celebrating early, which only amplified the narrative of their supposed victory. Beterbiev, in contrast, was humble to a fault at the fight's end. Too much humility can sometimes backfire, especially in boxing, where image and perception matter. While Team Beterbiev may have been technically brilliant, they need to sharpen their awareness of boxing's psychological and promotional aspects. To summarize, Artur Beterbiev's win over Dmitry Bivol was not a robbery. Those who favored Bivol's hit and don't get hit strategy felt that he deserved the nod. But while Bivol did an excellent job of moving and avoiding Beterbiev's power, he failed to engage enough offensively, especially in the second half, and that made all the difference, allowing Beterbiev to land harder shots and be consistently aggressive. In close fights like these, it's always the one who takes the initiative that mostly wins. You can't afford to be on the back foot when the margins are so narrow. So, that's a wrap. Also, we're not here to change your mind or sway your opinion. In fact, we want to hear from you, so drop your thoughts on Bivol versus Beterbiev in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.